Hey, I'm Ed. I've consumed a metric shit ton of content during my life, and I love to talk about the things that interest me. I also love to rank those things. So I have decided to make a ranking of everything I can think of. Once per week, I will grab a random topic and rank it on my stream. From my favorite video games and animes to the moons of Uranus. I will rank them all. Welcome to Ranked Ranking.
Let's go. So, today we are gonna rank all these fruits here, as this is the random topic of this week. Um, Maybe beforehand, I obviously not have eaten all of these fruits, so that's why I have this category, never had. But I still think I can probably rank like at least 60, maybe 70%, or even 80% of those fruits. What am I gonna rate them on? So basically I'm gonna rate them how good they are when you eat them raw. So I was looking through this list and I was like, you usually don't eat like for example an avocado on your own, right? You put it like on bread or something, but I will try to rate them as much as possible like on the pure taste. I will make some exceptions as for example for the avocado, um, because you don't really eat it raw and I guess if you just put it on some bread, it doesn't count that much. But yeah, for the most part, also like lime or lemon, you don't really eat them pure, but I will try to keep as close to the pure fruit as possible. And I don't want to do anything like flavored in that fruit. For some of these fruits, I have tasted the flavor and like, I don't know, some juice or something like this, but I never had the raw fruit, so I won't count those. And other than that, it's just going to be like my taste preference. And I have some other categories which I will go into later, on which I will base them on, but you will see. So let's just start then. By the way, usually I know who I'm gonna put on the goat list beforehand, but this time I have no idea. We'll see afterwards. I will have to do some rearrangement probably during the ranking. So let's start. Just from the get-go, green apples and red apples, to be honest, I don't see a huge difference between those. I think red apples are generally more sweet. And because I do like sour food more, like sour is, I guess, my favorite flavor, unless you take like something like umami, but from like the really intense flavors, I like sour the most, more than sweet, bitter, something like that. So I would prefer a green apple. Now the thing is, I fucking hate apples. Like, I have a few problems with apples. Number one, when you eat them, there is like no easy way to eat them, in my opinion. Sure, you can just bite into them, but even biting into them, those motherfuckers have some like bite into them. You have to really bite into them, and I guess it's also because my teeth are really sensitive, but I really don't like that. And if you want to eat them piece by piece, you have to cut them and see that you don't get the inner side and so on. It's like really obnoxious to prepare and to eat, in my opinion. Also, if you eat them with your hands, they all get sticky and it's just annoying, like in my opinion. And to be honest, they just don't taste that good. I don't like the consistency. I don't like the aftertaste that it leaves. Like the weird thing is a bit of back lore. When I'm really, really passed out drunk, like had a birthday party or something like this and one too many drinks too much, at some point I start tasting apple. And I don't know why. I didn't have an apple ever. Like I really rarely eat apples, but I always have this disgusting apple flavor. And maybe that's also a reason why I don't like it. But yeah, enough talk about apples. Those go straight into fucking hate tier. Now, I would still eat them. That's not the point. Like, if you give me an apple and it's like, okay, I guess I will eat it. But if I have other options, I would rather not. Like, if it's in a fruit salad or, yeah, you just hand me one, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. so much about apples. But yeah, if I had to choose between two apples, I guess I would prefer the green apple because it's more sour and I like sour food more. Now apricots. I didn't have a lot of apricots in my life, but generally I like them. I like the consistency they have. I don't like the pit, obviously. It's annoying to deal with, but it's not as annoying to eat, like, for example, an apple, in my opinion. Like, you kind of just eat away at them and they don't have as much resistance as an apple. So I would already put them higher. And they also taste fine. So I think I would put them on a like for now. Although they taste not really super special, I would say. They are really mm, not bland, but maybe bland, you can call them that. But maybe I just didn't have any good apricots in my life. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of them. That's true. Now avocado. Oh, avocado? Avocado? Avocado, right? Um, I feel like that's a bait food. Like avocado on its own kind of tastes like nothing. And the only cool thing about avocado is like things like dips, guacamole. No, wait, is guacamole with avocado? Like you know what I mean. Like these different like yeah dips you can put on nachos or bread or whatever, sandwiches and so on. And there it tastes fine, but it's more like it's the stuff you add to it that gives the taste, right? Like it's the garlic or it's the onion or whatever. Yeah, you could put onion powder there, I guess. But avocado on its own is kind of like meh, and I think that's perfect. Like, okay, I don't hate it. It's whatever. I didn't have to prepare avocado yeah, in my life though. If I would, I did once and was a bit annoying, but it's again like for a meal and it's not like I get more out of it as from an apple to be honest. So I would put it on okay, even though it's really obnoxious to prepare or more obnoxious to prepare than usual, I would say, and they go bad really really fast. Like one thing I also am ranking in those foods is how obnoxious it is to prepare it or eat it. But avocados are more on the obnoxious side, but still fine, I would say, because you get more out of them. Or a bigger meal. It's almost like you're preparing for a bigger meal instead of just eating the avocado, right? You are usually not eating avocados just like that. Now we have a goat contender. I don't know if they are goats, but they are definitely on a love. Like, I don't know if I have met people who don't like bananas. Surely there are a lot of them, but I can't find a reason why unless it's just really, I guess, preference taste. But bananas are almost perfect. Like they're really easy to, I guess, to open, to eat. Like you can peel them really easily. The peel is just one big piece of skin you can just throw away, so it's like not annoying. You don't get any stuff on your hands. It has not no juices that can piss you off. By the way, apricots of course also can make your fingers sticky and so on, so this can be annoying. And bananas are just nice. They are smooth. They are not hard. Like and they taste good. And you can do so much stuff with them, shakes and desserts and so on. Although I won't rank this, but just on their own, also they are really fun to eat. Yeah, I think that's it. If I had the choice for like an easy fruit to just eat on the go, I would probably always use a banana because it's just so easy to consume, in my opinion. For some, it's the apple because they, yeah, can just bite into it. But again, all the juices, the hardness, and so I hate it, and the taste. So maybe the goat. We will see. Because another one is coming in, which is the blackberry. Now, I didn't have blackberries a lot in my childhood or anything like this. Quite, they were quite rare, I think, for some reason. Either in my region or just my parents didn't really care for them. But now that I'm on my own, I guess, or I'm an adult, I tried them more and more often, and I really, really like them. I like the taste, I like the consistency, I like that they are a bit more harder than usual berries. Now that's the weird part here. I like that they are a bit harder. Usually I don't do it, but this I really like about them. Maybe I also like them because I didn't have them that often. I think I would still prefer bananas though. Just, I guess, taste preference. But blackberries are pretty high tier as well. Maybe they are actually better. Now I have to think about it. But yeah, for now I'm putting them there. I will decide later on who will be the goat. Black currant. I actually had those. Not often, but my parents have a garden and we were harvesting them there. They are weird. They are like, I don't know the English word for it, but really almost like bitter. Like they have a really weird consistency also. They don't taste like a fruit almost. Like they are real outsiders. I don't hate them though. I wouldn't say I like them though. So if you gave me some of them again, I would eat them. I would probably eat all of those. Like there's nothing here that I wouldn't eat that I can think of in my head. But would they be my first choice? Definitely not. And I don't think they're like an okay. So like if I had those, I would rather not have them. So I will put them on a dislike, I think. They are too weird to me. I would have to try them though. How bad they really are, if it's just my memory, which is tricking me. But anyways, blueberries. Now blueberries again, this kind of food I never had as a child, but tried as an adult. And at first I liked them, I really liked them. But then after some time, they were like really sameish. It was like it's nothing special. Somehow they almost again taste a bit bland. So also they are it feels like if you buy a batch of them, at least 10% of them are rotten, which can really yeah put you like destroy your appetite. But all in all, I would say I like them. Do I like them more than apricots? Probably yes, because they are pretty easy to eat. Like you have nothing to throw away. Maybe you have to wash them, but and I guess unless you are picking them completely ripe, you would have to remove some things. Also, I'm thinking of how you would buy the food, what you then have to do. Like not you're not picking it, or I'm not rating it from the moment you pick it, but the moment the way you usually would buy the food, because I have no fucking way how you pick an avocado or how they even grow. So it's all store food. So in that sense, yeah, they're pretty easy to approach. I would put them there for that. Now again, a pretty high contender, cantaloupe. So when I talk with people about melons, the thing is, um, the funny thing is, if somebody talks of melon, in Germany you have watermelon and just and it's called honey melon. Here it would refer to cantaloupe or I think yeah honeydew. Like these are both I think honey melon in Germany or in German. I could be wrong, but anyways, that's how I learned it. How I know it. And one thing I always found funny was in video games, especially in Japanese ones, they refer to those just as melon. But if you say melon, the first thing you think of probably is a watermelon, right? But in Japan, a melon is a cantaloupe or a honeydew, and a watermelon is a watermelon. So they always add this prefix, which I thought was pretty funny. And for that, I think also it's like this prefix. If something is melon flavored, you always think of watermelon, right? But actually, to me, the cantaloupe is the real melon. And the honeydew, they are pretty similar, to be honest. But the cantaloupe is fucking sick. I actually think this could also be a gold contender. The only problem with the cantaloupe is it's really ass to prepare. Like you have to get all the seeds out. You have to obviously cut it open with a bigger knife and so on, and you will get sticky. There's no way around it. So yeah, in that sense, I would have to deduct points, but it's just so good that I cannot deduce any points. So if you just go from taste, it probably would take the gold spot, but I have to think about that. Coconut. I did actually open a coconut once, I think. Like not the wild growing ones, obviously, but like a store-bought one. I think we did this once. I didn't do it on my own. I helped only out, so I don't know how really ass it is. It looked really ass though. And just from my imagination, I would also. It's not something I would do freely, like on my own. Like, yeah, let's just buy a coconut. But even if it wouldn't be that easy to open them, I still think they are pretty overrated. Like the coconut milk is fine, yeah, that's nice, but the coconut flesh itself is pretty mid. Like it's a completely, I would say, okay fruit. I don't hate it. I definitely like it more than like the blackcurrant or an apple. Like if you give me something coconut flavored, I will not be like, oh no, I would be, yeah, okay, fine. Um, I see it more in sweets, obviously. I have seen it in some Asian dishes where I actually like it more. In sweets, I would actually rather not have it. Like if you give me a coconut flavored sweet, I'm like, put the coconut away, man. I just want the chocolate or something like this. But all in all, it's fine. It's like nothing special. Also, I think the reason why I dislike it or why I don't like it that much is a lot with the consistency of the flesh. I really don't like this rough consistency of the coconut flesh. Next is cherry. So they have cherry and sour cherry. I think I rake them together because I actually don't remember the difference. I don't know if I ever had normal cherries, but I surely did have. I think I will just rank them together. I'm not sure. I think I did have more sour cherries. Now we also grew those on our garden, and the problem you have with sour cherries, or at least we had, is that they are always full with worms. Like it's incredibly hard to get like clean cherries if you don't use pesticides. And that's something that's always in the back of my mind if I eat cherries, if there's something in it, even if I store buy them. Like that's some image I just can't get out of my head, which sadly put them down a bit for me, even though they taste great. But yeah, that's just like a mental image I can't get out. Now, taste-wise, again, they're great, but the pits are pretty annoying. Like, I really hate pits, and the more and the smaller they are, the more annoying they are. If you have like an apricot, you have like one big pit, that's like, it's annoying, but at least you know what you have to eat around. If you have like a cherry, it's like a bit like searching that shitter and spitting it out and so on. And I think they even can be dangerous, right? But that's not going into the ranking. But in general, I would say I like them. But I think I would actually prefer. You know what? I would prefer blueberries, but I think I would not prefer an apricot. Just taste-wise. Like from the handling, I would prefer an apricot, but taste-wise, I actually like cherries more than apricot, I would say. And in more enough that I can look over the act of having to um, work around the pits. Now cranberries. I don't think I ever had cranberries. I only had cranberry juice. And I really like cranberry juice. I like this tartness, I think you can call it. I think tartness is the word I also searched in blackcurrant. The difference though is that cranberries are also really sour, which I really appreciate. Like one of the most sour fruits, I think. Actually, am I thinking of the right fruits? Maybe I'm completely putting the wrong fruit in my mind. So I'm gonna put it on never had. I did have cranberry juice, but never, I think, pure cranberry, so I can't, or I won't rank them here. Dates, oh fuck those. Like, I just don't see it. Like I had dates in normal form, I had dates in the shriveled form. I don't know how we'd call them. Like dried dates, I guess. I don't fuck with dates. I don't know. They are way too sweet. I don't like the consistency. I don't like how they come out of my stomach. It's just not great. They are not that obnoxious to eat. I actually don't remember if they have pits because I haven't had dates since I can think. Like maybe I think I had them as a child and never again. Maybe like 10, 15, 20 years ago. But yeah, fuck those. I would rather eat an apple. Dragon fruit looks really cool. I had drinks flavored in dragon fruit. They tasted a bit like nothing, to be honest. But I really never had a pure one, so I won't rank this. Durian also I never had. I heard, but I guess most people know of durian fruit as like one of the worst smelling, I think, foods. But it is supposed to taste not that bad. I think the issue is if you smell it, you will automatically combine the smell with the taste. So you have to find a way to not smell it to really appreciate the taste, I guess. Or you are some stinky cheese lover, then you are crazy anyway. And your smelling sensories are just fucked up. But yeah, I have never had it, so I can't actually say anything about it. The stinky cheese list will come at another point, although I never had more than two, maybe. Figs. We did have figs at our garden. Actually, do we still have some? I have to ask. Um, I didn't have figs often. I think they are fine. They are pretty like they are okay. They are completely okay. They are not too obnoxious to prepare, I think. You have to get the skin off, I think, and just eat the flesh. I actually don't remember. They are pretty sweet. They have a unique flavor, definitely. The consistency is a bit weird. I've been like they were a bit mushy, I think. But nothing crazy, nothing I would go out of my way for. Gooseberries, I never heard of. I have no idea what those are. Grapefruit, I had once, I think. Grapefruit is one of those fruits I would compare to lemons and limes. You probably should not have pure, and that was also my impression when I had it. I think I will just put limes and lemons directly next to it because I think it would be not fair to rank them based only on their taste. So similar to avocado, I will give them a bit more points based on how they are supposed to be consumed. Now I did eat raw grapefruit, raw lemon, and I think even raw lime, yeah, but just only like after shots and alcoholic beverages. And there they were actually not that bad, but maybe it's because of the combination. And I just wanted to have the ethanol taste out of my mouth. But to be honest, I really like the sour kick. So it's more like a thing you do once or twice and then it's out. So I actually really like lemons and limes, so I'm gonna put them up there. I really, really like them. So yeah, I think love tier is fine. I think I like lemons more than limes though, because I remember when I had too much limes at one evening, of course, in drinks, they really pissed me off at some point, but lemons never did. Now grapefruit is another story. Grapefruit is just okay. I think I would put it probably here, yeah, above an avocado. It's just whatever. This bitter taste is kind of weird. You have to mix it with something else to because the raw grapefruit I don't really appreciate the flavor of. Oh, also one point I didn't point out, of course, peeling them awful, but luckily you don't have to peel them because you usually don't only consume the liquid, so that's completely fine. Grapefruit on the other hand, yeah. I remember peeling a grapefruit was actually way more obnoxious than an orange or something like this, so this will also put it down a bit more. Now red grapes and white grapes. Now I come from a region where we actually grow a lot of grapes, but I have no idea of grapes. I know that there are also differences in red grapes itself and white grapes. Like you can have like small grapes and you have bigger grapes and so on. There are like different sorts of grapes. Like that's also why you have different sorts of wines. Um, so how am I gonna rank them? So red grapes are more sweet generally, I would say, but I also had like red grapes that tasted more sour. But I will rank them as sweet and sour grapes, I think. I think that's fair. If I had the choice, which grapes would I take? It depends. Like, as I said, I like sour more, but grape sourness is weird. It's also still really, really sweet in my opinion. Actually, green grapes aren't that sour sometimes also. They can also be really sweet. But if we think of sour grapes, I think I would prefer them to sweet grapes because they're just more fun. I would put them in like, yeah, I would eat some grapes. I get really full, like the taste gets really too much really quick, so I can't eat like a bunch of grapes, like maybe 10, and that's already enough for me. Also, you have a lot of the residual stuff remaining when you eat them, but eating themselves is really fine. Like, I don't care about having to throw away the thing at the end. Just picking them is really fun also. I do count these grapes as pitless grapes, by the way. Grapes with pits would be immediately in hate tier. Like, this is the most horrendous thing that exists. Having a small fruit with pits, not worth it at all. So these are pitless grapes for me. So saying all that, would I prefer a grape or let's say a cherry? I think I do like the cherry flavor actually more, but they have those annoying pits. But if you'd ask me, hey, do you want some cherries or some grapes? I would definitely like blueberries more. Yeah, fuck cherries. I can't get the image of the worms out of my head. So sour grapes above sweet grapes. Let's say put it like that. Kiwi. Now, I have recently learned, like a few months ago, that you can eat the fucking skin of a kiwi. This is one of the least fruits I have imagined you can eat the skin based on the texture of the skin because it feels like a hairy nutsack. But anyways, I did try it and it was weird, but it's not actually that bad. Anyways, I would prefer them eating without skin. And that's the thing. Peeling kiwis is fucking annoying. Now that I know that you can just eat them, it makes them better but also worse because you have to eat the skin, which is like obnoxious or like weird, but you don't have to peel them. Also, by the way, skin on apples also disgusting. Um, but in general, I really like them. They are sour, they look fun, they have a nice consistency. If you get ripe ones, if they are too, actually, even if they are not ripe yet, they are even more sour, which sometimes is too much, but I also like. So I, you know what? What am I even talking about? Kiwis are fucking great. Because they are so obnoxious to eat, though, I would put them below blackberries still. Lychees. Okay, lychees are kind of cool. Like they are like a really exotic fruit, at least for the region where I'm from. Like they were one of the most or first exotic fruits I had. Um, I think the taste is interesting, but it gets old really quick, in my opinion. It's like you taste it the first time, it's like, oh, cool, new flavor, but then you are like, I can't eat more like than five of them, maybe. They are, on one hand, okayish easy to peel because the skin is not connected that tightly to the skin, to the flesh, to the fruit flesh. But it's impossible to not get your hands sticky with lychees, and that's one of the most annoying things. Like if you want to eat them, you have to fucking use gloves or you just have to accept that your hands are gonna get dirty. And I really don't like the feeling of sticky hands. It's so annoying. Also, the pit is way too big for the amount of flesh. We have to genetically change those fruits that they have either no pits or smaller pits. I'm all for genetic modification here. Enough said about that. I would say they're okay. I would rather have them than a grapefruit, but I would like a fig probably more. Mango, okay. Now mango is a pretty much liked flavor, I would say generally. Again, really exotic fruit for the region where I'm from, Europe, right? Um, I like mango flavored stuff like, I don't know, ice cream. But the first time I had a raw mango, me and my sister ate the mango. We were the only ones
who had eaten that mango, and we both had the most horrific stomach pain ever, and all the symptoms you get with it. Like, what is it called? I forgot. Where you are putting it all out from both ends of your body. This sickness. It's the first time I had it, and since then I never had a mango again. So, and I really hate this mango for this. So immediately in the lowest point, or the lowest tier, in the last place. As I said, I generally like the flavor, but I will never probably have a mango again because this was the most horrific, one of the most horrific nights I had in my life. Maybe I should give them another try though, because what are the chances that I get food poisoning? No, not food poisoning, food sickness? Actually, I think it's food poisoning. You can follow food poisoning. What are the chances I get it again, right? Nectarine. Um, so I don't know why, but nectarine are really similar to me to apricots. Maybe because they both have a big pit and are orange. But and because they are so similar, I actually would just put the same points to it. I even put them confuse them with each other. So I'm just gonna put them together. I think I like apricots more than nectarines, just from memory. I think apricots with the smooth skin. Let's say these are the ones with the smooth skin. I like the ones with the smooth skin more. Orange. Oranges are great. Orange juice is great, even though this doesn't count. But I guess yeah, the liquid of orange is also in the fruit itself, right? It's awesome. It's more sweet than sour, but it's really just a nice flavor, I would say. Just really refreshing. It's a pain to peel though. And again, you get sticky hands every fucking time, which I really dislike. But if you would ask me, do you want an orange? I wouldn't say no. I would rather have them than grapes, I would say. Blueberries, they're so bland though. But they're not, they're so easy to eat. You know what? The flavor of blueberries is good enough and it's easy enough to eat that the obnoxiousness of having to peel oranges is below blueberries. If you give me an orange peel and so on, maybe it's above blueberries, but still, I think I would just take the blueberries. Papaya, I actually never had. I don't know if I even had something papaya flavored. I can't remember. Maybe like, again, some ice cream, some dessert. I can't remember. I have no connection to papaya. Same as passion fruit. I did have some passion fruit juice, which was really sour. So I don't know if the fruit is also really sour. Juice was awesome. So I really would like to actually taste it at some point. Maybe it's a goat contender. Peach, similar to apricots and nectarines, pretty obnoxious with the big pit, but the flavor's fine. It's like a good apple, I would say. It's everything that's wrong with an apple is nice with a peach. It's smoother. It has only one big pit. You still have to get around it, which is obnoxious. If it had no pit, it would be way higher for sure. I like the flavor way more, and I think just because of that, I would put it above apricot. Also, even if it doesn't count, like peaches you put like on cakes that were like glazed in sugar or whatever are crazy good. Same for oranges and stuff like this. Like dessert fruits, some of them go hard, like different hard. Pear, pears are alright. I sometimes somehow always have the bad luck of getting really unripe pears and then they are really hard and this is obnoxious, just like an apple. But if you get like smooth ones, it's way better. Still, they have a similar issue with like the inside. You have to get it away somehow, and it's annoying. But I think I would put them on okay. I would rather have them than a grapefruit. Would I have rather lychees? Nah, I think I would rather have a pear than a lychee. The pear doesn't make my hands as dirty. Persimmon, or how it's called in Germany, or I think it's in German, is kaki, which is really fun. I didn't have them a lot, but every time I did have them, it's like a really interesting consistency because you eat them with the skin.
At least I think most people eat them with the skin. But it feels like almost you shouldn't eat them with the skin because the skin is way harder than the inside of it, right? But what I like about it is the consistency of the fruit, which makes it somehow fun. I think if the whole fruit would be as smooth, this would be way higher. Like almost like jello-like. The taste is although something, it's okay, it's alright. But if you ask me, I think I would rather have an Aki than kaki, kaki than a fig. So I will put it here. Pineapple. Okay. Pineapple, obviously horrific to prepare. But I will give them the edge that most of the times you can just buy it in squares and so on. I guess, yeah, you can do this with all the fruits, but I have not that bad experience of having to prepare pineapple on my own, luckily. Although I will put it down for that a bit, because that's horrific. Like, fuck that fruit for being so hard to prepare. Now the taste. I think actually a lot of people have this, but I I don't know if it's an allergic reaction or whatever, or a chemical reaction. My tongue, tongue or my mouth really fizzes, not fizzes up, like stinks when I eat pineapple. But it's not as bad. I think it's something like the pineapple is dissolving something in your mouth, some shit like this. But it's not as bad to not eat it because the taste is really great. Like the sweet sour tropical fruit is awesome. But I would not put it in love. I think it's a new highest like contender actually. If you ask me, would you have some pineapple rather than a blueberry? I would take the pineapple. If I would have to prepare it, fuck that immediately and hate from the convenience scale, of course. But just the pineapple itself, I would even go out of my way if I would prepare a dish or something like this to eat it. But just the pineapple itself would be a no. Although a fruit salad would be pretty fire with some pineapple. Yeah, it's deserved there. Plums. I'm not a big fan. I like the texture way more than, let's say, I guess a nectarine, if that's the fuzzy one. I like the smooth fruits, but the taste, the flavor is not really something I do like. Also, again, a bit hard on the stomach sometimes and the pit, but I still would like it more than a pear, probably. Yeah, I think that's good between pear and fig. Pomegranate. Okay, pomegranates are a shame. I think pomegranates have one of the best tastes, but they have the huge issue that they are one of the worst consumable foods. Like having a fruit with a pit that's almost bigger than the fucking fruit itself, like the what would you call it, the capsule. It's so obnoxious to eat. Also to open it to get those small capsules out, it's so annoying, and it's actually so annoying that I would not like it. Like, I still like the taste really much, but if you give me a pomegranate, I will be hell no. So I will put it on dislike. I still like this, as I said, the taste, the flavor, the juices. Like, if you give me pomegranate juice, immediately top tier. If we somehow genetically can modify this fruit to have no pits and just, I don't know, get it easier to out of the shell, I think it will be a gold contender immediately. But for now, fuck that. A pomelo. I think I had a pomelo once. It reminded me a bit of a grapefruit because it was also ass to peel. But I think the taste was whatever. This is like a really okay fruit. It's like it tastes like nothing in my memory. Maybe it was just not ripe enough or too ripe. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of it, but I did have it once. Raspberry. So raspberries are awesome, but I think they are overrated. The consistency is cool, but it's almost too smooth. Now that's the thing I like about blackberries. Like they have a bit of bite, and raspberries are too smooth. Like they taste like somebody chewed them for me, and I don't like that. Although I do like bananas, and they have the same. But somehow bananas have a bit more resistance than raspberries. Raspberries are like they are like air. And also too many small capsules that get stuck in your teeth and all that shit, which is annoying. Also, we had raspberries at our garden, and you had to also again look out for insects in them, which also created some blockage in my head. But they are definitely better than cherries. In which tier are they? I think they're a new like contender. Like I don't love them. They are fine, but they are pretty nice. They're awesome. Red currant. These are the ones. I thought these were the cranberries. These are, I think, yeah, black currants and red. Now these are cool. They are really sour, but again, they have this tartness, which can be a bit annoying. It's almost too much sourness. Like I know I put lemon here, but somehow the red currant is different. Although they are fun, I still like them, but I would prefer lemon or lime. Although you could eat those pure, but I also didn't have them a lot of time. Ah. Actually, maybe those were just not ripe. Maybe this was the reason why they were so sour. But I'm gonna rate them on the image I have in my head. If you give me a red currant, I would rather eat them than a peach. Yeah, I think that's fair. I would prefer cherry, but I think they are fine here. Starfruit looks really cool, really fun that nature created the shape, but never had them sadly. Would be interested though. I'm a bit afraid that they are similar to Pomelos, that they kind of taste like nothing. But I never even had like juice of a starfruit or something like this, so I can't say anything about it. Strawberries. Now the thing with strawberries, we did also grow strawberries at our garden. Maybe we still are. I think we are actually. They can be really, really watered down, so they taste like nothing. Like most store-bought strawberries taste like that. But if you get like a really juicy sweet one, they are broken. I wanted to say they are overrated, but I was thinking of watered down strawberries. If you get sweet strawberries, those are crazy. I think these are on above a blackberry even. If you get like a really good strawberry, again, really easy to eat. You only get to get the green part out, and you just can pop them. It's awesome. Tangerines. Tangerines, in my opinion, are the better versions of oranges. Like they taste really similar in my opinion. They are easier to peel. They don't create as much of a mess as an orange. So tangerines are instantly a love tier, but still have to peel them. So I think I will put them. I would rather have a tangerine than a kiwi actually. Oh, watermelon. Now, the thing about watermelon is I never had pitless watermelon. And the worst thing you can give me is something with a lot of pits. So watermelon is like my arch nemesis. The flavor is okay. I think it has a similar issue as strawberries. I think there can be really watered down watermelons. And maybe there are really sweet ones, but I never had one which really had some oomph. I almost want to put them on dislike because of the amount of pits, but because I know there are pitless ones, and maybe I did have some, I'm just gonna put them on the lower end of okay. I know a lot of people will be thinking I'm out of my mind, but I just I just dislike it that much to have to also open that fucking thing and then having to work around the pits and you will get messy again. It's just fucking annoying to eat them. And the taste is not worth it. The flavor is not worth it. Honeydew, immediately up to cantaloupe. They are really similar to me. I think I like cantaloupes more than honeydews, but they are so similar to me that I will just put them together. Asian pear, I never had. I never even heard of it. I have no idea. Guava. They look like figs, but I think I never had one. Maybe like juice, but yeah, can't remember if I have had one. Blood oranges. Did I ever had a pure blood orange? I think I actually never had one. I only had blood orange juice, so I won't rate it. Blood orange juice. Can't even remember. I think it was similar to a grapefruit, but I'm not sure. Custard apple, never had one. Ground cherries I had a while back. They have a similar, I think, skin as plums, but they taste way better. But my memory is really fuzzy on them. I think I would put them around red currant level. I think I would rather have them than a peach because I think they have no pits. And they look cool. So I will put them there. Kumquats I think I never had. Actually, did I have anything? Mulberry, jackfruit, mangosteen, rambutan. Looks like a lychee. White currant never had. Raisins, okay. Raisins, I mean, these are grapes, but yeah, fuck raisins, I guess. Actually, yeah, I just dislike them. Put them there. Chocolate raisins are great, but just raisins. Nah. I would rather have them than an apple, though. I really fucking hate apples. Okay, let's figure out the goat, though, now. And looking at that, I think it has to be the banana, to be honest. It's really easy to consume. You don't get sticky hands. It tastes off. I want to say awful. Awesome. I can have multiple of them. Not one after another, but I don't get tired of them that easily. And all in all, they are just great. They don't have the best taste. I would put cantaloupes probably on taste on the highest, but they are just so annoying to prepare. They are more like a thing you want to have once in a while. Bananas you can have all the time. And I think that's a great conclusion. Actually, more fruits I didn't have than I thought, but I think that's a fine representation. And with that, that would be it. Let me know what you think was crazy, what you agree with me, and tell me your favorite and least favorite foods and why. And with that, see you next time.